Oh my gosh. It's so good to see you because I feel like, can you hear me? I feel like ever since I've known you in the recent weeks or months, you've been like showing up online a lot, sharing your voice. Yeah. All right. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristin Gutierrez, and I'm a two-time best-selling author. And I basically I'm a sales and marketing ninja. And so I help corporations, huge corporations, down to solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and everybody in between sell more of what they sell at higher profit margins. I learned those skills actually in corporate selling language translation services with multi-million dollar price tags for almost 20 years. And anyway, today I'm super excited to be joined by my friend Yuka Simmons, and she's going to share about who she is. And I just can't wait to see where this conversation goes. So, hi.
Hi, my name is Yuka Simmons. I am Japanese living in South Florida. It's beautiful out there. We have experienced very winter for the last couple of weeks, and so I am a little confused as to where I am right now. But those weathers are gone. I'm a CPA. I have a corporate background in accounting, mainly auditing, financial reporting, and all that. But my main focus is to get people unstuck, and I was stuck. I got myself unstuck, and I think that it's my calling to help other people who is super stuck.
I love that. I love that. I love there's so much of your story I love because I've gotten to know you over what, 2 years, 2.5 years now. And so when you say help people get unstuck, what do you mean? Or maybe some examples or how you got yourself unstuck.
Yeah, so my whole thing started when I noticed I was struggling during the COVID. When I'm forced to remote work and homeschool, it was a collision between the priorities. And I knew my priority should be my one and only son. He's beautiful, crazy but beautiful. But I told him you need to be quiet so I can work. And I was like, wait a minute, how important is this work? And I also noticed that attitude is not making anybody happy, even for work. And so I had to quickly change. And then I realized I thought I was doing everything for everybody else. And I left myself behind. So my internal voice was screaming, like, help me. Like, nobody noticed me. Nobody cares about me. And so I'm angry, I'm sad. And that's what I have to start to address. And I realized, because I spent a lot of years trying to improve, and you know how people teach you to be positive and everything, that was backfiring me. First thing you need to do is back to accounting 101, inventory. You have to inventory what your old belief is so you can undo it so that you can start dreaming. Because I notice a lot of my friends or my old client come to me, go, I don't know what my dream is anymore. I think I used to have a dream, but then now I have a family to take care of. I have work to take care of. I have my subordinates. I have my boss, and I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know what my dream is. And then I realized I used to be there. And then it's not as hard as it think to get out of it if you know what to do. But I didn't know what to do, so I stayed there for 5 years. And I used to believe everything has to be hard. That's the illusion. And then I also learned that I know a lot about the money at the CPA, which is something I was trying to leave behind. But my whole thing was screaming at me like, you can't do that. You can't put your 30 years of a CPA corporation background behind to change yourself. So I needed to integrate myself. And so now I use money to tap into people's emotions. And so it became even more fun.
Yes, because one of the beliefs you said you had that a lot of people have is that it has to be hard.
Yeah, it have to be heard. Like money is supposed to be heard. I don't have time. And when I have money, when I have time, I'm going to do that. And so what does that mean? Like you wait until what, 65, 60? I don't know what the retirement age is now.
Yeah. Right. What are you waiting for?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Who told you to wait, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, you are right. Because, like, you're talking to me 4 years ago when this business was on my heart, but I'm like the person that you just described, in that I had a job, I had kids, I had a family, like a house, all these things. So, not now. I'm this calling is on my heart, but I'm not going to do it now.
Right.
And I like to say it's like having kids. I don't know what your kid experience was, but there's never a right time. And when you have the kids, that's the right time. So I don't know, what would you say to me 4 years ago when I felt stuck or handcuffed to my reality, even though I wanted to do something else?
This is so funny because you usually unstuck me, but I'm gonna have to say, like, life happens, and the best you can do is to be as flexible as possible to receive. So I'm in the season of surrendering and letting things happen.
Oh, I love that.
Meaning, I used to go, oh, I gotta work so hard. And somebody told me, are you working so hard to be better where you're not surrendering to be the best? And I'm like, everywhere, at work, raising kids, volunteering at the Boy Scout, volunteering like at the church, like everything. I was working so hard and it was doing that. And it felt like rat race. All I had to do is to exhale and realize I gotta let it happen because everything has its timing and nothing we do is wasted. But a lot of what we do, we ignore and we let it go too much, but we have a choice to inhale it in and then exhale what you don't need. But you have to relax it in to be ready, I think. Because, like I used to be called by school a lot. I homeschool my son now after all those incidents. I'm busy on a financial reporting closing. And
Right.
all of a sudden, the school principal calls me like, well, your son did this to the other kids. Or the best one was, we have an IT issue that he hacked into a school proxy system, and created a proxy and published a game. I was like, oh, okay, so my brain doesn't understand that. What's going on? And then,
Oh my gosh.
we'll repeat that maybe 3 or 4 times until like, okay, I think I have to go. So now I have to explain to my people at work, like, apparently my son did something really bad, so I have to go to school. You're always kept on your toe. Best you can do is to receive the fact. And that shapes us, like, as a mother. I mean, I think that's the reason why a lot of mothers are kick-ass at the corporation. Because they throw you a curveball left and right. We work out that muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you've talked a lot about like why we get stuck is we hold on too tightly or doesn't feel like it's a good time. I mean, I personally got distracted by the story of your son because I'm like, oh yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. He's like what, 13 or 15 now?
She's 14, turning 15.
Yeah, and mine are much younger, but my best one so far was your oldest son and 3 other kids all pulled down their pants at lunch. I mean, it's always something. Knock on wood, it's been a minute since any of that has ever happened. But yeah. So we're stuck in our personal life, our professional life, in our inner self. Like our you're saying, like, we as humans, we feel a discomfort and we feel that we're made for more or that we have other things to give, but something's holding us back. So you help people uncover what that is that's holding them back and then give them a tool set or system, right? Okay, so tell me a little bit about the system that you give to people?
Okay, so my system is very simple. The first is to basically inventory what you have, good and bad. Because the first thing you have to do is uninstall or undo. So when I pulled my son out of the school, I had to de-school him, meaning I had to teach him how to undo following those schedules, certain rules that wasn't reasonable to him, but he had to understand it or accept it. You have to install those things. Like I had to uninstall that I have to always be good. I have to always be super ethical. I still have to be ethical, but like ultra ethical as an auditor because I was serving the public accounting firm. So independence was a very important thing. So I had to uninstall that to allow myself to be who I am.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of emotions I avoid. And when I avoid that, I learned about myself by trying to succeed in my entrepreneurial journey because there are easy tasks that I feel like I can't get past this step. And that's usually to do with, I don't want to feel that emotions. And I do everything else. I think I told you about it the other day. Like I start cutting pineapples because if I don't do this right now, it's gonna go rotten. Instead of reaching out to invite people to my masterclass.
Yeah, you must eat a lot of pineapple in your house because that was the exact reference you said.
I do. It's Florida. Pineapple is one of the cheapest fruits that you can get that are very dense nutrients. Uh, but so I shift my focus in order for me to avoid feeling that emotions. So one thing I train with people is if we can understand what emotion we are avoiding, I create the safe space so we can feel that out so that it become okay. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel worried. And it's okay to feel like I'm not a good person. It's okay to feel once you are okay with those emotions, making mistake gets easier. So you can try newer thing. And as you teach me, action teaches us more than the actual like the thinking.
But
Yeah, so that's sort of my next step comes in. So once you declutter those things, you can then clarify your dream.
okay.
Because I have a lot of quality questions. Because quality of question is quality of life. We just ask crappy questions to ourselves as to why is that life have to be so hard? Then our subconscious start going like, okay, I have to gather the evidence of how hard the life is.
Right.
Right? Whereas you can ask your question as to like, what can I do this one thing to make this life so much easier? What is your sniper move to get there as quickly as possible? And then your brain start thinking about, okay, one thing, I can only pick one thing. I don't have time. It's okay because I'm only going to do one thing and the rest of it doesn't matter.
Good. This is so good. I just want to pause because you've said a lot, like take inventory to uninstall your old beliefs and then understand what emotions that we're avoiding. Like there's so much goodness in there. And I know you talked about a lot, but now you're talking about like clarifying your dream by asking the right questions. And I just, as a real life example of something with me recently, I was like in a lack. I was lack. And it's crazy whenever I say these things because I understand why we need to think abundance.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yet I'm also human.
Me too.
And I learned a lot from our shared mentor, Eileen Wilder, that even if we think abundantly, if we're saying something out loud to the contrary, that's like we might say it as a secret to somebody, but I actually feeling like this. That's how our brain thinks. So no matter what we think, if we're thinking lack, like I don't have enough money, I don't have enough clients, like whatever that is, that's actually what we're subconsciously focusing on, no matter what we're pretending to manifest or think. So it is, you're hitting on something that's so critical. It's asking the right question. And I I wanted to pause there because you're giving examples, and I subconsciously started doing this the other day, and it's shifted everything. Instead of I'm in lack, I'm in lack, I'm in lack, it's what can I do to, how can I, what's the new, how could I add more value to my existing clients? Like, how can I, what can I, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying not to like say all the thoughts I've been having, but it really is so true, because just this morning when I was on my walk, I thought, okay, I could offer this, I could offer this, I could offer this. And then I was in a call with somebody earlier today, one of my clients in our program, and I was like, Natalie, what if I did this or this? She was like, yes, do that. But it's just one person affirming, but all of a sudden I'm in a state of abundance, not focusing on
so good
how to bring more money, clients, clarity, all the things, instead of hyper focusing on the lack. You're onto something here.
I'm with you. We have trained ourselves to focus on lack ever since Adam and Eve, or ever since when we were a kid, from our parents, the school. It's not focused on abundance. It's usually focused on what we don't have so that we can improve. But that thought created such a deep rooted belief that when we think about the positive things, our belief system is still in a swamp, and we do go back into the swamp very often. So it's one of the muscles that we have to exercise to, okay, I'm sinking, I need to get up. I'm sinking, I need to get up. I think Eileen told us this.
Like a power pose.
Yeah. This teaches us, our state teaches us, changing the physiology changes our state.
Yeah, Tony Robbins teaches that too. Like, change your state, change your state, change your state.
Yeah, it's easy to say, but it's hard to say. But you have to train yourself, like going to the gym and practicing it often.
You do. I mean, that is one of the things that is easier said than physically done, especially. It's a lot easier to do or say when you're in a good state of mind. But when you're in lack, or when you're in a bad down place, the last thing I want to do is change my state, right?
So one of the things I think I spoke about the toilet training speech is that every time you go to bathroom, there's usually a mirror. And so this is like my last step, but I kind of do it from the beginning to like throughout, because it's muscle training. So you go in front of the mirror, and I usually find myself being tired and old. But I force myself to tell myself, like, I love you no matter what. Like, I love you no matter what. And this is something you have to practice saying, and it's so awkward in the beginning. But once you start saying that to yourself often enough, you will start not seeing those wrinkles. You will start not seeing the things that you're lack comparing to other people's. You will start seeing how cute you are, like how great you are. And when you have that attitude, it's contagious. So, but it's like, I do have to, like, weekly remind, ask my clients, hey, did you do the mirror training?
That's good. You know, in my bathroom, we have, because my 5-year-old's learning sight words, on a index card, it says, I love you. But it's so high up on the mirror. So it's kind of like, this is why I love these calls, because I learned so much. And so that I love you index card, it's on the top corner of the mirror. And it's been there now a few weeks. I guarantee you we don't even see it anymore. Not only that, but we don't say it out loud. And so I love what you said. I put it here on the thing, which is like, I love you no matter what. And to force yourself to say that. My kids are going to like laugh and roll their eyes and make fart jokes while I'm asking them to say that. Yeah. And that's okay, right? But yes, I think you are. I mean, I know you're right that it's one thing, again, to say we're going to do, and it's another thing to actually get in the habit of doing. And so that's amazing. You hold your clients accountable is what I hear you saying.
Yeah, I mean, this is free. It doesn't hurt anybody. You may look silly, sound silly, but it's fun.
Yeah, fun.
And then we would resist it like crazy in the beginning. I don't know why. Because, like we learn to self-criticize ourselves so much. Like you go into the ladies' room, that's all everybody does. Their friends are talking to each other. I don't like this about me. Like I don't like this manicure. Is like whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm like, stop saying that. Just tell yourself like you are so cute.
Right.
But we trained ourselves that way.
We do. We do.
So we have to undo that and work on a new muscle.
Okay, so I interrupted you. Is there anything else to your system? Because you had said take inventory to uninstall old beliefs. You had said understand what emotions we are avoiding. So good. And then this was the rabbit hole on like clarifying your dream by asking the right questions. But yeah.
Right. And then the last three, installing new habit.
Oh, okay.
Because I notice it's holistic. You can't just do, I'm gonna say this affirmation every day. It needs to be, there are multiple layers of you have to address in order for you to be whole. For example, you have to change your food. Because what we have in our heart and what we have on our brain and what we have in the guts are the same neurons, according to this NASA doctor that I used to learn from. She said that's the reason why it's important. And it makes sense. I don't know if you remember your OBGY told you to get tested for the toxoplasma. Maybe the way they would ask you is, do you have a cat at home? I do.
Yeah.
So they test us on toxoplasma because that's one of the things we keep, and it's not good for human body. But in order for that thing to get to cat, it usually starts with rat. But the rat lives in this toxoplasma lives in rat's body and it controls its behavior. So what's in your body controls you. And what it does is it makes you not escape from cat. So it will be called like what you have in your body controls your behavior to act a certain way. And I can say the same thing for my ADHD son. Like when he drinks Coca-Cola, for example, he reacts to dyes, sugars, what else? I don't remember what else it was. But so he acts complete drunk. Because it makes you hyper.
Yeah.
Controllably. So he used to run around and pass out.
You're a saint.
And we do too. Like when you drink,
yeah,
we behave the way that was like, I wasn't planning on behaving this way. Well, I didn't mean to say that to you. So what you ate, what we put in our body is like important too. So I touch on the multiple different things. Like, and I also look at receipt. So like I would have people gather a week worth of receipt.
Okay, like real receipts. That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. So what you do with a receipt is because people buy based on emotions no matter what. I know, literally, this is fun. So you look at the receipt and go like, what emotion was I trying to get to when I decided to buy this? And it could be a gas, it could be electricity bill, it could be coffee. But like, what emotion was it?
Or it could be all of the Instagram ads. Don't look at my receipts. All you need to do is like look at Amazon or my Instagram. I don't know why I like buy so many things on Instagram all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. Or like, what high ticket item did you buy? Like, what was the feeling I was trying to get to when I made that decision to buy that? And you have to check your answer, right? So you have to ask yourself, did I actually get that? How satisfied my emotion was? And if it's 100%, yes, you did a good purchases and you are surrounded by love. Now, if you are 80% satisfied, like what 20% of improvement can I do? Because this is forcing you to put it into word what your emotion is, where you feel lack, where you get satisfied. And what this is doing is you are actually getting to know yourself.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of the word. Like I feel like I know me. Then I start writing things down and I was like, I didn't know about me. Because I never put that into the word, and word is the only way my brain comprehend. So this is that practice of getting to know yourself by looking at receipt, and this brings a lot of uncomfortable emotions.
I can imagine. I'm already thinking of that. Yeah.
But I can create the safe space and keep it fun so that it's not as shocking.
Right. Because it's kind of like at the beginning, you said, what are the emotions we're avoiding? And then this is almost like even like binge eating, for example. I mean, like it's not that people are binge shopping because you said it could be that, but it could also just be simply your electric bill or your coffee, right? But it's still like, what is the emotion you're avoiding? And then what is the emotion that you're almost like trying to create by doing this thing?
Mm-hmm.
And like forcing us to pause and name that emotion. And is it coming, you're saying, from a place of love, or is it coming maybe from a place of chaos? I forget what else you said. Like if it's not love, where is it coming from?
Lack, because
Yeah.
so some of the purchases I made previously, this is my example, I don't have that. So I want my money to work for that. And did I get did I get that? Like I didn't. So if I am sending my money to patchwork or the band-aid my boo-boos, then my money is going to escape from me.
Right.
I would get poor because I did not get what I want in exchange.
So good.
It's fun.
Where were you 3 years ago?
I don't know. I didn't exist 3 years ago, Kristin. I had to experience this myself.
No, it's so good. So how do you bring clients into your world?
So right now it have been word of mouth, unfortunately. But I want to tighten this system out. So I'm actually looking for better client. So would it be okay if I like put my form, the question form or the Linktree link in the slide maybe later?
What is it? You know your link tree. Hold on, let me see. Link. Hold on. Okay, what is the backslash? Do you know?
Good question.
I should have. I know we were just talking about it. Is it your name by chance? Oops. Okay, let me see. Oh, she left us. Add to the stream. Hold on, let's see. There you are. Okay. Yeah, so we can put it in the show notes. It's no problem.
Okay. How do I do that? I think it is. Oh, this doesn't tell me. It's simply Yuka.Simmons, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was just, it is.
I'm learning those texts. Thank you for teaching me.
Yeah, well, that way anybody watching the video of this, now they can see it. Do you see it right there?
Yeah.
But we'll put it in the show notes. Okay, this is great. So you're looking for some beta clients to help you test and refine and hone and refine the system basically that you're teaching others.
Yeah. I have too many tools and I can do everything, but I want to refine it so it's the shortest and greatest.
Good.
You know, so it's not, I want to try everything. I want it to be my simple path. And I think I'm going to need some help refining.
Yeah. And one thing I believe is that we all have too many tools, too many resources. There's a time and there's a place for them, right? But you are right. What is the shortest path to getting the outcome
Mhm.
right, that the system creates. So it creates helping people get unstuck. And then what are the ripple effects of that with you? And then what are the 3 to 5 steps that they need to get that? And then everything else can be used to over deliver. You can still have those resources and give
Yeah.
them to your clients.
Mhm.
They're paying for X. And now because they're in your orbit and they're staying around and they're getting results and they're asking questions and they're leaning in, now you can give them these resources to over deliver. That's like
Mhm.
secret ninja tips. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, do you know how Eileen teach us to not overteach? I tend to do that.
We all do that though. I like to say I was in 20 years in corporate sales and we got professional training at some of the organizations I was in. And even before that, I was in a different kind. I did yellow page sales, I did retail sales. I've done a lot of sales, but then learning how to sell to entrepreneurs or small businesses is actually way different than selling to a corporate P&L. Like if I had a software or a solution to sell to the accounting firm you worked at within the accounting team's, P&L, that's a different type of sale
Mhm.
than selling to the individuals on the team things that are going to make their life easier, regardless of what it is. It's just like, this is corporate budget money. So the money either exists or it doesn't. The CEO is either going to make it appear or he's not.
Yeah.
Over here is people pulling sometimes from the retirement accounts or the vacation accounts or having to make sales to make money to pay for the thing. The point being is that then we get excited, all of us, and we start to like oversell or like sell past the sale. When the reality is it really is humbling ourselves. Like I had to humble myself so much between losing my job April 2023 and like selling consulting was one thing, but then also selling to entrepreneurs was another. I had to relearn everything I thought I knew about sales. It wasn't about presentations, gathering a bunch of C-levels into the room to, give me or my company multiple millions of dollars. Now it was like, hey, and even then it was outcomes based, but it's a different thing, I don't know if this is making sense, but I'm overselling now. I'm just like over explaining. That's what happens to all of us.
Yeah.
You don't have to, not you, but like all of us we don't have to worry about it, because when there's platforms like this that exist that allow us to talk it through, now we've realized, okay, where did we lose them? Okay, like what is resonating? Okay, like how do we connect the dots? Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's what are the 3 to 5 moves to get them their intended result. That's the sale.
So good. I probably need to learn how to sell to the corporation eventually, because one of my dream is to help people who's just like me, who had a multiple hat in the corporate, being mom and managing your boss, managing your subordinate, because what I've learned made it so much easier for me. Like I'm in a position where I can manage other people's, like upward manage the people's emotions, and I can think for them as to what can I do to make their life easy instead of focusing on what can I do to make me look good. When I started to shift that thinking, everything happened. Like the promotions, the raise, the not just that, but like my real estate investment is like getting better. I don't understand how this works, but you have to let it go to receive. And like, not my cousin who's in Japan was telling me like, Yuka, now is the time. We have a first ever prime minister that are female. Big. And we are having a shortage of workforce, so they had to tap into female leaders, and they don't want to do that because they're not comfortable in this men's society. And I was like, well, that's too bad, because we know in this country there are so much great female leaders that I almost don't want to only work for female. So yeah, maybe I have to learn the technique to sell to the corporation eventually.
Oh my God. What else?
Yeah.
So fun, right? So
Yeah.
fun. I have a lot of thoughts on that when the timing is right for
Mhm.
you. Okay, so your link is here. So reach out to her, follow her. I looked, it's got a bunch of places that they can connect with you. And I would just encourage them to do that so that you can really help. What I know your goal because you've shared it with me, but why don't you state your goal to wrap this up? Like what's on your heart, both personally and like from a serving the world perspective?
I want people to have an easier life
Mm.
and be happy, have fun. It was a sign to me. My name means happy and gorgeous.
Oh, I got that.
That was a pressure to me as I was growing up, and now I feel like that was what I was placed on the earth for. I know Eileen told me don't sell happiness, but can't help it. Like isn't it everything?
Yeah, yeah. There it is. And it's on your heart, and it always has been. It's kind of like people who sell joy. Same thing, happiness and joy. Sometimes the advice is how do you wrap it in something else? Other times, the amount of times I've given that advice, it almost falls on deaf ears because what's in people's hearts is in your heart. And your heart is like, no, I want to help. The Bible says it should be easy. And so we are stuck because we're holding on. This is like wrapping it all up. We're holding on to these things that Yuka has been describing to us, these belief systems and this state of lack, right? And these made up stories or narratives in our head.
Mm.
And that is making it not hard, not fun, not easy. And you're coming to it to say, well, there's a system. And if you follow the system, then not only will you get out of your own way and get unstuck, but you will also rewire your beliefs and have an easier life, be happy, and have fun.
Yeah, going back to abundance, the way that God created us to be. Yeah, I'm not perfect, but I am way closer to it than 5 years ago. Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your heart today.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
Oh, good. I love it. And if you're not already following her, again, type this into your URL or click the links below and connect with her online and watch her go live every day and just share your goodness with the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Bye.